Oh, sorry. Instagram, I'm on. Hey, Facebook and YouTube, I'm on here too. Oh gosh, this echo what I said. All right, so I did not go live yesterday because I had like crazy deadlines that I didn't know I had. Well, it's a surprise deadline. Let's put it like that. So I needed to get that done, but I also needed like half a minute to collect myself after a really, really interesting conversation that happened on my personal Facebook page. And here's the gist of it. First off, I in no way, shape, or form. Am I live? Hold on, I was not live. Oh, now I'm live on Instagram. Okay, so let me recap. Took off yesterday, had a bunch of deadlines, and then had to take a minute to collect myself off a really interesting conversation that was had on my Instagram or on my Facebook personal, because I accept everyone, most everyone, about copyright and about artists wanting to be paid and all these sorts of things. Okay, let me first off start by saying I fully believe in paying artists. I am an artist myself. And so I'm not saying we don't pay our people because that would not be cool. What I am saying is, though, we have gotten into, and this is what the lesson is for today, we live in such a scarcity mindset that we're so afraid that someone's going to steal something from us. Y'all, if I read your book, your whole book, if I decided to read Skippy John Jones to you guys over the internet, and then I told you Judy Schachner wrote so many of these, and I was on a, like, you would most likely go buy that book. That's how books work. Music. If I share a song with you, I will tell you I don't own the rights now because apparently that's what you have to say. But if I'm sharing it with you, you're most likely going to go download it yourself. And I say this out of truth because somebody was like, well, what if people shared your video? Share my video. I want people to know what I'm saying and what I'm doing. I'm creating courses. And, here's the deal. If you pay for a course yourself, and if you're paying $500 to $1,000 or $200, whatever you're paying, and you decide to share that video with someone else and they learn from it, that's, I would love to have that money. That would be great. But that's on you for sharing and not having that person pay for you. Like, why do we live in such a world where scarcity wins? There is so much out there for everyone. If you want to get up and go get it and figure it out and use your resources and tap into your network or come to me, like, I will have people say, hey, you've got a lot of connections. Can you help me with something? I'm going to do it. I maybe can't do it right away, but within 48 hours, I'm probably going to figure out a solution for you because I live in abundance. And oh my gosh, I'm just getting so annoyed with the scarcity mindset and that you might take that from me. You might take that from me. If you take it, buddy. Like, that's on you that's thievery. That's all the things. But I'm just sharing. If I share, which I will continue to share, a Bob Goff book, I'm sharing it. I'm going to teach my authors in my course how to share your work because that's what gets people excited and intrigued. So that's where, if you guys want to share videos, share them. Everything is not about money. I know we need it to live, but I think we all need to start embracing the idea that living in community, living in connectivity, living in abundance is actually what's going to help us move forward as a society. Living with the thought that, you know what, I maybe don't have enough for today. And there are plenty of people that do not have enough for today, but there's someone else that has 2 times as much for today. So what if we started sharing, like, I need some help here, and someone else started stepping up instead of focusing solely on ourselves. So my counselor today and I were talking about this because I was like, I just don't, what is the world coming to? And how do I, as a black and white James or an Esther who is trying to figure out how to navigate all the different places that I'm living, how do I make a positive impact without ticking off half the world? Because every time I'm saying something, someone else is coming at me, and it is what it is. And she told me, if you feel like you're doing what God's called you to do, then you have to keep doing it. But I don't like making people mad. I mean, I never would have been friends with Paul. Paul in the Bible, that everyone's like, oh my God, I love it. He and I would not have been friends. I'm very clear about that. I do not like that guy. He wrote beautiful things, but we would not have been friends, which is fine. I also would not have been friends with William Faulkner, but also don't like what he wrote. Anyway, I want us to, and what she said was, eventually what happened with the Roman Empire, and a lot of people are comparing the US to the fall of the Roman Empire, was God removed himself, and people started looking at themselves. And I think that's what, between scarcity and abundance, what the problem comes down to. So there are definitely days when I look and I go, oh my gosh, that was my idea. I know it was my idea, and they took it, and why did I share it with them or whatever? And it stinks, man, it stinks. But what if we just went, oh my gosh, that was such a cool idea. Maybe they're going to do it better than me, or they're going to have a different spin on it, but there's always something for someone else out there. What if we stopped looking at just ourselves? And what if we started looking at, how does this help the collective? How does this help everyone? What if we stopped going, that's my right, that's my right, that's my right, and started going, what are the rights of the people? And how am I, as a person, living collectively in a community with the people around me? So that's, to me, and wrapping up our theme of the week, bless and release. What if I just went, you know what, that was, as far as I know, that was my idea, and I really wanted to do it. They just did it faster. Well, you know what? Bless them, release it, find a new twist, and keep moving on. Because I think there's a world of plenty out there if we live with the mindset of plenty. I mean, the government seems to just keep printing new money, so why not get some of it? Don't do that. Don't do that. But what if we just started going, hey, there's more to this. Why do I have to cut? Why do I have to cut down the person that wants to vote for this guy or this woman or wants to do this or this? Why don't I just go, hey, for me, I want to live this way, and I want to live in community with you, and I want to live in abundance with you, and I want to stop saying, well, I got to get paid. I got to get paid. I got to get paid. Sis, we all got to get paid. There is not a day that I don't want to get paid. But there's also days where I look and I go, I'm just going to do this for this person. I'm just going to hope it comes back to me. And if it doesn't, it wasn't meant to be. I will, here's a perfect example. I really wanted to charge for this really cool class I put together about the changing face of media, because I am a huge proponent of supporting our members of the media. That's a huge chunk of Purpose, Pitch, Perform, is understanding media and then working with them. In fact, another reason I'm early today is I've got interviews all afternoon with my media friends that we're recording. But I really wanted to charge for that because it's a really good class, and it really just, people could have paid for such good access and getting their questions answered and individual attention. But no one was like, a few people bought, and then I got this like, you know what if I just gave it away? What if we held a live and we talked about it live, and I recorded it, and anybody that wanted it, I could share it with them. What if I just gave it away? So I gave it away. And within 2 days, so I could have made a couple $100 on it, which would, a couple $100 is great. And instead, a few days later, I got a $10,000 grant. I gave something away, and then I got something even bigger in return because I was living in abundance and I just want people to know this. And what came back to me was money to help pay bills, money to help pay some things that that are coming up later, money to help build out my class that I'm creating. All that came because I'm living in abundance. So I want to challenge you today to bless and release all the stuff that's getting in your way and stop going, well, I got to get paid. That's my right to have that. And guys, let it go, man. Like we're arguing too much. We're living in offense instead. Like we're just getting offended. Oh God, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to post after this. I'm going to post up a sermon. It's about me. It is about me. I am going to tell a story of many years ago when I was active on Twitter and kind of a jerk and very reactive. Pastor Furtick posted something that said, why don't we, and I still worked in the library, and he said, I wish we started living life or something, but basically instead of living like in an old library, crappy book, like old books or something. I wish I could remember this. Clearly I have blessed and released that too. And I worked at the library and I just rattled off. Great. Now my pastor is making fun of my chosen profession or something. I don't know. He didn't write back clearly. Well, I was not going to church anymore for a little bit of time between like 2015 and 2016. I was working a lot of Sundays with, while I was getting my business started, I was working in retail, which is not meant to work in retail. I have too much pride, and it was working on my pride as well. And I would listen to Elevation sermons on the podcast or whatever while I was getting ready for work or something, just trying to get some version of church. And I had decided that Sunday that I had a Sunday free and I was going to go to church at Elevation. And I start to listen to this sermon. And in this sermon, Pastor Stephen Furtick, one of the greatest communicators in the world today, starts to tell this story about this post he made on Twitter. And about this librarian who wrote back. And he hammed it up, y'all. And that librarian that wrote back just got really offended. And he just couldn't understand why she got so offended. And I'm listening because that was me. I'm not a librarian, but that was me. He was talking about me. And 10,000 people, whoever's in that audience, were laughing at me. Millions across the church were laughing at me in that moment. And I just went and I just kept listening and I was livid. I was like, who does he think he is? Like, oh my God. And God, why would I want to go back to church and this is what you're doing to me. And like, you're calling me out and 10 million people are laughing at me right now. I was mad. And God just said, be quiet. Just keep listening. And, the next thing I heard, there were probably a few minutes in between there because I've listened to it since then. The next thing I heard was the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. And it hit me. The enemy was trying to keep me from going back to church. And the enemy is trying to keep us out of community right now. And he's trying to separate us. He's doing a great job at it. We don't listen to each other anymore. I'm right, you're wrong is the number one thing. If we try to reach out in love and say, hey, what's going on? This doesn't seem like you. We're told, hey, stop. I don't need to hear this. I am telling you guys, I'm going to post this. And he went on, the sermon was really good. And I actually ended up writing in, and I heard back from Pastor about some things. And it was it was actually a healing moment for both of us, because I apologized for like being a jerk. And he was like, you know, you were always such a supporter, and it was odd that you weren't that day. And like, we both felt like, I've been with the church a long time. But that's what's happening to us right now. So when you bless and release stuff, and when you live in abundance, I am telling you, things work out for you. Things keep moving. You start creating things. And that's where, like, even this course I'm creating, I'm doing it in abundance. Like, there are going to be deals on it. You're going to get it at a better price, like at an even less expensive price. And I'm going to believe that if you share it with somebody else and you share the whole thing, and you know what? Meant to be shared. It was not money for me to be made on it, because I just know that there are greater things coming. And I want us to live in that. I want us to stop living in me, and start living in what's the greater good. So that is my longer lesson from you. Chris, you can go back and watch it. I don't know. Aji got disconnected. I don't know. Hopefully it's recording still on this side, but I want you guys to be thinking about that. If you want to share this with someone, share it with them. There's no copyright law with me. But I want to encourage you to do the same thing. And so that's it for today. I'm going to have to go find some lunch to eat, because I am recording all afternoon. And I'd show you Clyde. He's right beside me. So blessings and love, people. Be kind. You know what? Be kind, rewind. If you've said something crappy to someone, go back and apologize. Start over. I think we all should live in a lot of grace, and a lot of just like, vote for who you want to vote for. Be who you want to be. Do what you want to do, and appreciate the freedom that we live in, that we get to do these things. So don't be the Roman Empire. Let's not fall. Let's live together and in love and harmony. Whew, that was a lot. That was a lot of words, guys. Bye.